we're going to get going. So what you can do, guys, is you put the indicator in twice. One, this is a sim. What you can do with these zones, this is on the NYMEX yesterday. This is a 1-1-35 yesterday, 1-1-35. Most of you guys are using a 1-1-35 Uni Rinco. This is on the NYMEX Metals RTH6. Okay. That means it trades from 8:35 to 1:30 in the afternoon on fresh supply demand lines, meaning these fresh liquidity grab zones, all the way to 8:30 to 1:30. Then you can switch this over to the 24-hour chart. If you want to run the 24-hour chart, also just go to 24/7, and you can run the 24/7 chart. Okay. So the chart I'm showing, once again, you guys can take some notes. 1-1-35, NYMEX Metals yesterday. So it was 4 for 4 yesterday. It started trading at 8:30, 8:40, had a trade at 10:45, and then had a trade at 12:11. So what you can do is you can set this as a total indicator base. You don't have to run a strategy if you don't want to. That way, our sim tick liquidity grab strategy can just be toggled on when you get inside the zone, and then it will take the first liquidity grab after you get a V bottom or V top. So if you want this just as an indicator and not run the strategy in the background, here's what you do. Very simply. Go to the sim outer edge. And what we want to do is we want to set up two things. We want to set up the zone, okay, because these will be trades with trend, 30-year trend zone only. Remember, we back tested this to be the best trend zones over the past 30 years. So you want to set up a sim Rinco Algo NT8. That's our proprietary Rinco Algo. So set that up and put that in under type, under the trend. Sim Rinco Algo NT8, and set it to 25. All right, set it to 25. Your speed period is going to be 100. Speed candle 0. ATR tick 62. Second ATR ticks 28. All right, everything else is standard, the same. You can stop the video and make sure you're matched up. These are unchecked. So what that will do is that will give you these zones, the buy zones and sell zones, these little hash marks. Now I put these as little hashes down here, so you can go all the way down. And I have them as hashes with a 1 width, so you can emulate what I have in the room. So those are hashes with 1 width to show the buy and sell zones. So that gives me my zones to look for on pullbacks, okay? So go to the next indicator then, which is the same one, sim outer edge. These are totally indicator based. You don't have to run the strategy to get these zones. And now what you want to do is you want to put your zones up. So there's two zones you can use. You can use a 1-1-100, or you can use a 1-1-65. All right. Now the 1-100, what it does is going to give you a smooth. It's going to be a smooth zone, meaning you're not going to get a lot of trend changes. Where the 65 is more sensitive to price, and you're going to get more trend changes. So this is a 1-1-100 that I ran yesterday on the NYMEX. It's totally preference which one you want to use. Speed period 100, same. Candles 0, but the ATR trail ticks on the trend zone. This was back tested, like I said, for 30 years. This is the best zone to use, so we want to use it. That's 54.38. That's the best zone to use, okay? For the last 30 years, the reverse price on the S&P and keep us with trend. So you want to keep that with the Uni Rinco bar. Now, this is an Uni Rinco bar, 1-100. What that will do, that will produce, you see this trend zone. If it's green, we're buying. If it's red, it's selling. So that's only two indicators you need to set up, and you have a full trading system right there, right in front of you, with zone trading with overall trend direction. Just by setting 2 indicators, you do not need to run the strategy. You do not need to put on the strategy. Okay. Now, how you can use the strategy is when you get inside these zones, you can click on the strategy. It'll activate it. It will take the first liquidity grab, which I'll show you, and then it will put your profit targets in and your profit stop loss in automatically for you and enter automatically for you. Okay. So where are the trades? We were 4 for 4 yesterday from 8:30 to 1:30 yesterday using this chart. This is a 1-135. Okay. So how do we look for setups? What's going to happen is when we opened up yesterday, you're going to get these zones. So the buy zones are going to be green. You can see it right here, a green high and a green low. That's my 62.28 setting inside of my my indicator. And what you want to see is if your 30-year backtested zone is green, right, then you want to only look for buys. You'll want price to come inside of the zone, which it did, close or be at the zone, get inside the zone. It cannot close outside this zone right here. It cannot close even by one candle. That's how accurate these zones are. And then what it needs to do, it needs to give us a V bottom for buys, this green candle. Right when that green candle forms, you have yourself a buy setup. Okay. So very simply, these are buy zones. They were only buy zones yesterday. Now, you can eye judge it like this if you want when you're coming inside the zone, or you can use the rectangle like I like to do, project it forward, and see when it gets inside the zone. So price rallies up again, comes back and gets inside my zone here. Starts closing inside my zone. You can see it. It's closing inside this zone again. Closing, closing, closing. Comes right down to the bottom of the zone, almost touches it, and then we get another reversal bar for a buy. So there's your reversal bar at 70.5 is where it got long. So that's your next buy zone setup. Okay. 70.5, and it got as high as 15. So it ran 45 S&P point potential from 9:08 to 10:30 in an hour and a half or so. So nice big run. Then the market comes down again, comes inside of my zone. You can see it come inside of this zone here, the projected zone. We're only buying. Get the reversal bar. Your potential on this one is 05 3/4, all the way up to 20, almost 15 points. And then getting into the close on the NYMEX comes inside the zone, and 14 rallied all the way up to what, 21 for 6-7 points going into the NYMEX close. So what you can do is you can use this as a total indicator based system. That's it. Total indicator based system. Using my 25 zone, my shallow liquidity grab retracements, and only look to buy trend retracements. Okay. So that being said, is that you can use a strategy, the SimTick strategy, when you get inside these zones, and let's say you get a V bottom here, a V bottom here, a V bottom here, what have you, you can simply click on our strategy, and it will get you long on the first liquidity grab, the first distortion in price, first liquidity grab. So you can get long the V bottom right here, V bottom right away if you want to. But if you use our strategy, it's going to get you long right there at 09. If you get into the V bottom right away, you're going to get long right around 06 from the V bottom. The automatic strategy gets you in there. Here's the first distortion in price, got you in at 15 3/4 there for the run up. Also, so it looks at the first distortion in price, the strategy after the V bottom. You get inside the zone, you can simply click it on. It comes on in a couple seconds. There's a buy that our automated strategy will get in, and depending on what you have, there's a buy after that closes also. So you can use it that way for only zone trading with trend if you wanted to do that. Now this is the shorter, a smaller Renko size, right? So I mean the smaller zone. This is our 25 zone. What you can do is you can come over and you can look at the larger zones. Now, larger zones, you're looking for larger moves. So what we have in the room, I like to separate them. We can use a total indicator-based system on here also. So let's take a look at yesterday. We had a huge move yesterday at 9:08, I'm sorry. So 9:08 yesterday, just a massive move to the upside. It moved from, 70.5 as high as 20. So it moved up 50 S&P point potential, 45 on the first push. So it came down to the major buy 100 zone. There's 3 zones I use. This is the same chart. Now this is a 1135 again. This is the NYMEX Metals RTH6. What I do is I put the NYMEX Metals RTH6, and I also put the 24/7 chart with the same Renko size right beside each other, because they're going to give different levels during the day. Why? One's a 24-hour chart, and one, it starts ticking at 8:30 in the morning. Okay? So I put them beside each other. Now, it's the same premise as with what you do on the 25 sim zone retracements. Only these don't have to be with trend. But when they do match up with your 30-year back-tested trend, it's even better. This is a green zone it came down to yesterday. We're already in an uptrend all morning at 8:30. So you're going with the 30-year back-tested trend. Look how it comes down to my major buy 100 zone. It got right inside of it. Now remember, these zones are very, very accurate. It cannot close outside of this zone. So you cannot close outside of this zone at all. It's very accurate. It comes inside of the zone. And then we get the major reversal right there. So it looks for this first distortion in price, and we got the nice big move. These moves are not small by nature because they are larger zones, deeper zones. This is a 100. This is a 200. If you want to add a 35 in there, you can also. I have a 35 zone. I like the 35 zone for continuations when the market's hot. So it came down to my 35 zone, and I put the 35 zone with the 100 and 200. It came right down to it at 10:53 yesterday, closed right inside my zone, and then we got a nice buy signal at 05.25, ran up to 20 for 15 possible S&P points. So my larger NYMEX zone yesterday on this one was 2 for 2 on my larger zones from 8:30. So we were 4 for 4 yesterday on the 25 zone, and it was 2 for 2 on the major zones, the big zone too. So really nice combination of using the deeper liquidity grab zone where they're grabbing. Basically, liquidity grab is this, guys, is when you get all this price action here that doesn't hit the zone. It traps all these traders. It brings it lower, grabs liquidity. It looks like a little V bottom. They took all these traders out, grabs liquidity. The smart money grabs liquidity. And once they grab liquidity, then they'll break through this high, trap all these traders too. So it's trapped all these buyers. And then what they do is they trap all these sellers again, and then they just bring it really hard to the upside. So that's why these zones work so well. It's almost like a self-generating trade because the smart money, the algos are grabbing liquidity from previous lows and highs, and then they just drill it to the upside or downside. So they work really, really well together. So that's how you set your charts up. You can be totally indicator based on your charts, and then you can use your strategy where you can toggle on your strategy, and then you can toggle on and off to let it manage your position for you. I always educate using a 24/7 chart and a NYMEX 6. I like running them right beside each other. So you guys can do that if you prefer. You're good to go to run that. All right. So go back on this video. That's how you set it up.